Buckle up, everybody, because we are diving headfirst into the world of AI and education today.
Yeah, we've got something really special to unpack.
We're talking about Saro,
Saro.
this AI study buddy that's making waves, let's just say.
Taking Romania by storm.
Yeah, seriously. And it's really got me thinking about the future of learning, you know?
It's interesting, right?
Okay, so we've got press releases, internal documents from the company that created this thing.
We even have, like, text message screenshots.
Yeah. It's wild. So Saro, for anybody who hasn't heard of it, was created by a company called Digital Nation.
And they got a grant from google.org to make it happen.
Which is huge. And they were specifically trying to tackle this problem of student disengagement.
Which is a massive deal, especially now with so much online learning happening.
Totally. Like, how do you keep students engaged and motivated when they're learning remotely?
Right. Because it's so easy to get distracted.
It is. So I'm really curious to dig into this. And I think what's really fascinating is that Saro isn't just sending out, like, these generic reminder emails.
No, not at all.
It's really trying to personalize the experience.
And it uses psychology.
Yeah. Like actual psychology principles to motivate students.
Because think about it, you know those generic reminder emails, the ones that are like, don't forget to finish this assignment? They're so impersonal.
The worst.
They're the worst. So Saro is trying to do something different. It's like having a study buddy, you know? Someone who checks in on you, offers encouragement, maybe even shares a relevant news article.
Instead of getting a robotic reminder, you're getting a message that feels like it's from a friend. Okay, so that's pretty clever, but I have to ask, how does it actually work? How does Saro personalize these messages and tailor them to each student?
Well, this is where it gets really interesting. So imagine this, Saro's analyzing your learning patterns.
Okay, so it's like tracking my progress.
It's looking at when you're most engaged, what kind of content you're interacting with, even how you're responding to its messages. It then takes all that data, combines it with what it knows about your learning goals, and crafts these messages that are designed to, like, really resonate with you.
So it's not just about sending the same message to everyone. It's about understanding each student's individual preferences and habits.
Exactly. And remember that diagram you shared? Saro's mind framework?
Oh, yeah, that was pretty wild.
It is. And it really illustrates the level of psychological insight that goes into this. Saro's considering things like your current motivation level, your learning style, even your personality, to figure out the best way to keep you engaged.
It's like having a personal cheerleader in your pocket. But instead of pom-poms, it's armed with witty comments and study tips.
Exactly. And you know what's funny? It actually injects humor into its messages.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Right.
Like, who wants to be lectured by a robot?
Exactly.
It's got to be fun.
It's about making it feel less like a chore and more like, hey, I'm your friend. I'm here to help.
Exactly. Okay, so we've talked about the personalized messages, but you know what else I noticed? It's not limited to just one platform.
Right.
It's like Saro's everywhere.
Yeah.
Text messages, Discord, WhatsApp.
Well, think about it. How many times do you actually open those reminder emails from, like, your school or whatever?
Oh my gosh, never.
Exactly. So by being on these different platforms, Saro increases its chances of actually reaching students.
It meets you where you are.
Exactly.
Whether you're scrolling through Instagram or chatting with friends on Discord.
Exactly.
So smart. Okay, but here's what I'm really curious about you.
Yeah.
We've got all these screenshots of Saro's messages to different students, and it seems like it's actually changing its communication style depending on who it's talking to.
Yeah, absolutely.
Was that right?
It's not just about being in the right place. It's about speaking the right language, right?
Yeah.
So if you look closely, there's actually evidence that Saro will adapt its tone. It'll adapt the language it uses, even like emojis.
Oh, wow.
Based on the individual student.
So it's like Saro's a chameleon, blending in.
Yes.
Adapting to each student.
It's amazing.
That is pretty impressive. But, you know, at the end of the day, does it actually work? I mean, Saro sounds amazing, right?
It does.
Like, so far. On paper, it's personalized, it's proactive.
It even makes you laugh.
Yeah. But does it actually help students? That's what I really want to know.
Well, the proof is in the pudding, right?
Into the pudding.
Okay, so they did this pilot program with Saro.
Okay.
Nearly 1,000 students.
Wow.
And the results are pretty remarkable. So get this. After interacting with Saro, 48% of students who were behind on their work actually caught up.
Wait, hold on. Almost half of the students got back on track because of a few well-timed messages.
I know.
That's incredible.
It's amazing what a little bit of personalized encouragement can do.
Right. And there's more.
Okay, there's more.
Students using Saro were 41% more likely to complete their assignments compared to those who just got the regular emails or text reminders.
So it's not just helping them catch up, it's motivating them to stay on top of their work in the first place.
Yes, exactly.
Wow.
And if that wasn't enough,
Oh, there's more.
9 out of 10 students said that Saro had a positive impact on their learning
Wow.
and their motivation.
Okay, I'm sold. Those are some seriously impressive stats. But what's next for Saro? Where do we go from here?
Well, from what I understand, Digital Nation is planning to roll it out to 4,000 students in Romania
Wow.
within the next 2 years.
That's amazing.
And get this, they're expanding beyond high schoolers to include university students as well. So from high school to higher education, it seems like Saro could become a pretty integral part of the education system there.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes you wonder, does Saro's success mean that? Like, AI tutors are going to become the norm?
It's definitely a possibility. I mean, as AI technology keeps getting more and more sophisticated, it's not crazy to imagine a future where, like, every student has access to this kind of personalized learning companion, right? Like,
Yeah.
imagine an AI that can, like, adapt to your learning speed, your style, even your sense of humor, you know?
It's like something out of a movie.
No, right?
It's wild.
But here's the thing.
Okay.
Even if AI tutors don't, like, completely take over, I think what Saro shows us is that there's a really important shift happening in education in general. Like, we're moving away from this one-size-fits-all model, and we're moving towards something that's more personalized, more student-centered.
Yeah.
And technology is a big part of that.
Yeah, it's like we're bridging the gap between the traditional classroom experience and, like, the personalized attention of a one-on-one tutor,
Right.
but with AI.
Exactly.
That's incredible.
It's exciting, but it also comes with some big questions, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Like, as we start to use AI in education, we need to make sure that it's being used responsibly, ethically.
Right, you're opening this whole new chapter in the story of learning.
Yeah.
And there's so much potential for positive change, but you have to be mindful of those ethical considerations, for sure. This has been a really interesting conversation. It's given me a lot to think about.
Me too, honestly.
And I'm sure our listeners are going to have a lot to say about this as well. You've been listening to The Deep Dive. We hope you've enjoyed this deep dive into the world of AI and education. And, until next time, keep exploring
Keep questioning.
and keep learning.